Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, this Ethereum uptrend is potentially in danger. Ethereum has one last major level of support that I will be covering in just a moment, but this bull cycle is following the last bull cycle very closely, so this chart potentially reveals the next major Ethereum move. So definitely make sure you're watching this video all the way to the end so that you're not missing out on any of this important information. And just before we jump into it, make sure to drop a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. But with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Ethereum to US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame, and as you can see, this is the 95 exponential moving average, the same moving average that I've been talking about for a few days now on the channel. And so far, this exact moving average has provided perfect support for Ethereum along this uptrend multiple times here, and right now that is coming in at just above $4,500 US dollars, more specifically at around 4,530. So if Ethereum starts breaking below this EMA, and if the EMA starts trending back to the downside, that would be the first time that that's happened so far in this uptrend, and potentially a signal that we could be breaking the uptrend. But right now we have not seen that, obviously. So for as long as Ethereum is still holding above $4,500 US dollars, then this uptrend is still intact. And even if we start breaking below this level, that doesn't necessarily confirm a new downtrend. That's just simply one of the first signs that we could be looking at for a potential downtrend beginning. But when it comes to any trend, we really need to take a look at the highs and the lows. If we're seeing higher lows and higher highs, then that's clearly an uptrend, and that's where we're in right now. But if we start forming lower lows and lower highs, that is how you know that we'll be in a downtrend. But once again, we haven't seen that just yet. And before looking at this chart just here, bringing out the price oscillators on the 4-hour chart, these price oscillators still give us hope right now for a bounce back to the upside very soon, because when you're simply looking in the RSI on the 4-hour chart, we are at the same sort of levels that we were all of these other times where Ethereum bottomed out and we're getting ready for the next move back to the upside. And on top of that, looking in the MACD, right now it is in the negative territory. And so far in this uptrend, we've only seen that twice. Once back here towards the middle of October, and once back here towards the end of October. And both of those times we pulled back to this exact EMA and saw a perfect bounce here. So Ethereum has seen this play out twice in this uptrend so far, in both the price action and the price oscillators. So really, we are in a deciding moment right now, because once again, if we break below this EMA and start breaking below these RSI levels towards oversold areas, technically that can give us a better buying opportunity than what we're seeing right now. But that would also be the first time we've seen that in this uptrend so far. So these are the main indicators that I'm paying close attention to right now on the 4-hour charts for Ethereum. And now zooming out to the 12-hour time frame for Ethereum versus the US dollar, and what we can see here is clearly this upwards trending parallel channel, and right now we are slightly trading below this upwards trending line of support. This upwards trending line of support that has provided support multiple times throughout this uptrend so far is right now coming in at just above 4.6k. So if Ethereum can quickly get back above 4.6k and stay above 4.6k, then that would be really good for the bulls. But if Ethereum starts drifting down towards 4,500, yes, we would still be above this level of support, but we would potentially be leaving this upwards trending parallel channel. So this is also something that I'm keeping an eye on right now, because the bullish scenario is if we see a bounce here at these support levels, that would basically turn out like all of these other bounces so far, and would very likely come back up towards this line of resistance, which is right now coming in at about 5,000 US dollars. But if this is the pullback that finally breaks this upwards trending line of support to the downside, then in that case, I'll be looking at some Fibonacci levels. First of all, we have the 236 Fibonacci level coming in just below 4.4k, and we have the 38.2% Fibonacci level coming in at just below 4.1k. So those would be the immediate levels of support that I'll be paying attention to if we break this support line coming in at around 4.6k, and also this one just here once again at around 4,530. Now just zooming out to the daily time frame and giving you another quick update on this fractal right here that I covered 2 days ago on the channel. And for the new viewers out there, this green price action, these green bars are basically showing us what happened in the previous bull market. So this is the 2017 price action for Ethereum, and as you can see, we've been following this price action extremely closely up until around the beginning of October, and since then Ethereum has actually been far more bullish than what we were back in 2017. So as of right now, Ethereum is ahead of schedule compared to the last bull cycle. So even if Ethereum does have a bit more of a pullback or some sort of sideways consolidation, that would simply just bring us closer to the 2017 bull market. And something that I mentioned in my last Ethereum update video was of course the bearish cost that we just saw in the daily MACD, and I explained exactly what this means in more detail in yesterday's Ethereum update video. So if you missed that video, definitely check it out, but I'll just quickly explain it here for anyone that didn't see that video. Basically, all you need to know is a bearish cost in the daily MACD signals to us that we are beginning to lose some bullish momentum, which basically means that we're either due for some sideways price action, just a consolidation range, or a bit of a pullback to the downside. But once again, if you want a more detailed explanation of what this bearish cross means and some other examples of this bearish cross, check out yesterday's Ethereum update video. And if you simply look at the trends that Ethereum has been in pretty much over the past 1.5 to 2 months, this reminds me of the trend that we saw back during the end of July and the beginning of August, where Ethereum just basically went straight to the upside for around 1 to 1.5 months. And then we entered a consolidation range, just sideways price action for a few weeks before we finally saw another bullish move. So honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if in the next 1 to 2 weeks, we see something similar play out, a bit of a sideways consolidation. And a sideways consolidation or a slight pullback to the downside in the Ethereum price over the next 1 to 2 weeks is exactly what we'll need to play out a huge fractal on the weekly time frame for Ethereum. So this is the weekly chart for Ethereum versus US dollar. And this white horizontal line just here is the previous all-time high that we set back during May this year. And that is coming in at roughly around 4.4K. And so far, Ethereum has had one weekly candle close above this all-time high level, which by the way, Bitcoin hasn't even seen a weekly candle close above its previous all-time high that we set back in April. So in regards to the weekly candle closes, Ethereum is actually ahead of Bitcoin. But if you're looking at this bull market so far, obviously we've had an extremely bullish start to this bull market up until around May this year, where we saw quite a lot of bearish price action. And then we came back up close to the all-time high, got another rejection. And then now that we've seen a bullish weekly candle close above the all-time high, we're currently getting a red weekly candle that's just about to close in around 8 hours from now. But when you're zooming all the way out on the weekly charts and taking a look at the last bull market that we saw back in 2017, just zooming into the 2017 bull market, what we can see here is very interesting. Because first of all, we had a very bullish start to the bull market up until around June, the middle of the year, where we saw a lot of bearish price action come into play. And then we came back up close to the all-time high where we saw another rejection. And then when we finally broke above the all-time high with a bullish weekly candle close, the very next weekly candle after that bullish weekly candle close above the all-time high was a red weekly candle, but it was mostly sideways price action. As you can see, it wasn't an overly bearish week. And more importantly, Ethereum still remained above that previous all-time high level that we set back in the middle of the year. And if you're looking at the next weekly candle, that was also a red weekly candle that still held above the previous all-time high level. And then after that, that is when we began exploding to the upside again to finish off the second phase of the bull market. Now coming back to the present day, this is the current price action right now, and I'm sure you can now see the similarities. On the weekly chart, we're literally seeing the exact same thing play out as what we saw in the last bull market. So if this simply continues to play out like what we saw last time, we could be due for another red week, just one more week in the red before we then start blasting off to the upside. So keep that in mind. We can always have short-term pullbacks along the way, but when you're looking at the big picture, at the actual bull market that we are in, we are still looking incredibly bullish on the weekly time frame. And if you haven't already, make sure you follow me over on my Twitter for all of these extra real-time updates throughout the day. And the link to my official Twitter account is in the description down below. And if you enjoyed this video or got something valuable out of this video, make sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. As always, I really do appreciate all of your support in the channel at the moment. I can't thank you guys enough. We're getting closer to 90,000 subscribers, and I can't even believe I'm saying those numbers. And before you're clicking off, for the new viewers on the channel, check out these uploads if you haven't already. I've got a trading tutorial video showing you how I place trades over on Bybit, and I've got a passive income video showing you how I earn passive income every day on my crypto holdings. But anyway, that is really everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video.